Right, guys, right here, City Fan TV. We just beaten Bournemouth by 6. I'll say it again, 6-1. An absolute battering for the Cherries. Doing not in that game, guys. They got absolutely smashed to smithereens. In the end, it was, I'll be honest, a little bit of a slow start for us. They worked really hard, Bournemouth, in that first half. We weren't 100% at it, I don't think. Hey, Andy, I hope you're doing all right, mate. Yeah, we weren't 100% at it at the start. You know, we had a lot of control, a lot of passing. Didn't really create too much. I think there were a few calls for penalties. I think there's definitely one. Was it on a Kanji? Someone grabbed his hand and pulled him back. I mean, that was a penalty all day long. Hey, Faris, how you doing, buddy? So, yeah, I think we had a couple of good penalty shouts. Doku got blocked off in the box, I think, and held. There's a lot of holding going on at corners. We had a lot of corners. When the ball was coming into the box, a lot of holding onto City players. And on another day, we get 1 or 2 penalties. Commentators I was listening to said, right decisions not to give a penalty. But sorry, I'm not having that. You're pulling. I mean, there was one where the referee is looking at the player holding the City player and holding his hand while he's trying to run away. So his arm's outstretched. The hand is there. It's a long. It's rubbish. You know, it's obvious. You can see he's looking at it. He's absolutely looking at it and doesn't give. Anyway, absolute Doku masterclass, Andy. Yeah, Doku masterclass. He scores that opening goal and 4 assists. 4 assists. All right, I'll be honest. One of them was lucky because I think his shot was going wide and it hit a Kanji in the back and went in. But masterclass from Doku. I mean, how can you leave him out when he plays this good? You know, it's his first season at City. And he's this good already. Very, very good performance from him. A bit lazy at times. I mean, let's be honest. We had a great spell of about 7 or 8 minutes where we scored 3 goals in that first half. Then Haaland went off. He should have scored. Haaland had a great chance to score. He should have scored just before half-time. Then he went off injured, I think. Second half, we didn't really come out firing. Bournemouth come at us, closing us down. A lot of energy, a lot of effort, a lot more physicality as well. A lot of them putting the boot in whenever they could. And they got chances. And, you know, when we were looking at what the score might be in this game, I said I can't see City. I just can't see City keeping clean sheets. I think with Burnley, I said it would be 3-1 to City. I just can't see us keeping clean sheets at the moment. That's 4 clean sheets in 17 games, I think. It's not very good. And, you know, they had goal chalked off for offside. They had another one where they hit the bar, and another one where they did score. So, you know, we give up 3 good chances there because that offside wasn't offside by much. We were lucky there. But Doku does the business. Yeah, absolutely, Faris. Who we got? We've got, off the top of my head, Chelsea, Liverpool, Spurs, and Villa. Oops. We're just going to be there in the mix after those 4 games. You know, look, if we can win 3 and draw 1, I'd be so happy. Has a Man City player ever scored and made 4 assists in the game? I can't think of any. Well, 4 assists is big. 4 assists is a lot. I mean, David Silva in the 6-1, he scored in that off the top of my head. And he got, was it 2 or 3 assists? 2 assists. But, yeah, that is a ridiculous number. Hey, Chris Welch, hope you well, buddy. City back on top, absolutely. Might not be for too long. Chelsea away, then Liverpool at home, then Spurs at home and Villa away. That's really, really tough. I'll be honest. We got to beat Chelsea. Okay? That's the first thing. Beat Chelsea, draw with Liverpool, beat Spurs, draw with Villa, 8 points. I want 3. I want 3 wins there, Paris. Or, yeah, I want to beat Chelsea. I want to beat Spurs. I want to beat Villa. And I'll take a draw against Liverpool. But I want to beat them, really. But I'll take that draw. At least 8 points. Would love to get to an absolutely fair side. I'd love to get to 12 points out of that. But I'll be honest, we take whatever we can get. 8 or 9 would be nice. 8 would mean that we didn't lose anything. And I think that's important. That means no one, and whoever we're playing on that day doesn't get close. I think that's crucially important. Andy says, I've already dropped Haaland from my fantasy football team. 14 million won't be around long. I think it will be off. Yeah. I know my lad's dropped him. My lad dropped him a few weeks ago. But then he's got Alvarez as captain, and Alvarez only got him 2 points. Haaland got 1 point. So, double it up. It's not much difference. Anybody got Doku in there? I mean, you might have Doku as a player. No one's going to be captaining him. Not serious players are captaining Doku. He got 4 assists. That's 12 points. The goal, 5 points. That's 17 points for Doku. He'd have got 3 for the. He'd have got 3 points for the man of the match. That's 20. 3 bonus points, and 2 for playing. That's 22 points. Massive. 12 is impossible. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Haaland. Obviously, that's really important. I don't think Haaland's going to play midweek. I really don't. I mean, I'm hoping he just took him off as a precaution. But I can't see him playing against young boys. We don't need him to be playing against young boys. He should have scored. I mean, I can't believe he didn't take that chance first time. I'm baffled why he didn't take that chance first time, and he needed a touch. I mean, to take the touch for me lacks confidence. I still say that. I wonder about him sometimes. He shouldn't be lacking confidence. But he should have scored. You're right, Faris. Absolutely should have scored. But 6 goals to 1. Bernardo Silva, he was brilliant again. Brilliant. Scored 2 goals. That second goal, that little ding, fantastic goal. His first goal from a Doku pass. Doku's ended up on the right. Lovely take, lovely finish. Doku's goal, lovely take, lovely finish. Was it a pass from 1-2 with Rodri? Superb. Absolutely superb. Well, I'd be disappointed, Andy, if Haaland's been playing with an injury for 3 weeks. I really would be disappointed because there's no need for him to play against young boys. Really, we should have. I mean, young boys played well against us in the Champions League, but we should have had enough firepower not to need him. So I'd be disappointed if he's been playing with an injury that's got to such an extent that he's ended up coming off today and might miss a few weeks. We don't want him to miss a few weeks. We just have to. Well, if he does, we just go back to a false 9 or play Alvarez up top. It's not the same. Nah, Andy, I can't see it. You cannot rest Haaland. If I just can't see it. I wouldn't give him a rest unless he needs it because of those games that Faris talked about. Come on. Forget about the Champions League games. I'm not worried about them. But look at Chelsea away. Okay, I think we can beat Chelsea without Haaland. Liverpool at home. That's crucial. That's 2 weeks away. Is that 2 weeks away or is it after the international break? So that's 21 days away. For me, that's 3 weeks off for Haaland. If you need it, 3 weeks off for Haaland. Don't worry about it. So I want him back. I just think he gets a rest and come back. Nah, come on, Andy. If you're coming back in the new year, that's missing so many big games. I'm not worried about as I said, I'm not worried about the Champions League, the remaining games in the Champions League, because we're almost through. We've got 3 games left. We're getting through. It's not an issue. So those league games. I'm not even that bothered about the Club World Cup. It's not important. But yeah, I want him for the league games. I really do. That Club World Cup. I was thinking to go to that, but go with the family. But my lad, his passport's almost run out, and we've got a problem trying to get him because he's. I won't go through the history of it, but we're trying to get him. He's got less than 6 months left on his passport. Don't know how this has happened. And you can't travel with that. And I'm not sure we can get a new passport in time to get him to travel. And I can't really go on my own. Here we go. Do you think we'll get a play in the Chelsea game and then resting him for Norway? Hard to believe. I don't think we can get away with it. Look, it depends on where Norway are in. Let's have a look then. Let's look at. It really depends on the Euros. Let's have a look. European Championship qualifying, okay? Now, Norway, here's a problem for Norway. They're in a group with Spain and Scotland, who are both qualified. Norway have got one more game. They're pretty much through, or they're going to finish third. Georgia, no, Georgia have got a game in hand and they're 3 points behind. So it's possible that Georgia could get to catch Norway. Okay, I can see Norway wanting to play Haaland. So here's the problem. I kind of we don't know the extent of Haaland's injury. If we rest him for the next week, maybe Norway play him and break him down again. If we play him against Chelsea and he breaks down, we've got a problem. And then he might not play for Norway, but he might not be available for the Liverpool game. It's a really tough one. No, to be honest, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about Haaland because we've got the other players and we just got to adapt. It's a shame because we'd have to go back to, I think, a false nine or Alvarez. Alvarez, for me, I'm not so keen as with Alvarez up top on his own. I like the idea of going back to a false nine. Chris Wells says City needed the scoreline. Yeah, good. Look, we give them a good beating, good old battering, and we've improved our goal difference. I think that was important. I said, if anybody caught my chat before the game, I said we have to go out and beat them by at least 3. I said we have to do that because we need to get that goal difference up. Now, it's great. We're on top. All right, might only be for until Monday because Spurs are going to play Chelsea. But our goal difference is 20. That's 5 better than Arsenal, 7 better than Spurs. So, Spurs get a draw, we're still top. Arsenal are going to have to go out and win by 5 clear goals to be ahead of us. I can't see that happening, So it doesn't matter. It's so early in the season. But that goal difference, it makes a huge, it really does. I think psychologically, it makes a difference because if you're 10 or 12 goals ahead in goal difference, teams will look at that and say, that's like having another point because we can't get to the same number of points as you because that goal difference makes a difference. And maybe, in your head, you think, all right, they're 1 extra point ahead. So I think it can make a difference. It can play on you if you allow it to. He definitely will rest now, so he does not have to play for Norway. I already take this. But the thing is, Andy, if Norway wants him, if Norway need a point, I don't know who Norway's next game is against. If Norway need a point, okay, then what happens? Let me have a look and see if I can find anything for Norway. Let's see. I don't know the games. Let's have a look. Fixtures. Norway. European Championship qualifying. So the next games are, let's see if I can find it. Georgia are playing Scotland. Cyprus are playing Spain. That's not the important one. So got to see who Norway are playing. Just trying to find that right now, guys. Actually, let's do it a different way. Let me just go into Norway fixtures. That's probably the best way of doing it. Yeah, that might be. So Norway are playing Honduras in their next game. That I do know. Okay, so here are Norway's next 2 games. Okay, they're playing. Let's get this right. So they're playing Faroe Islands in a friendly. Then they're playing away to Scotland. Now, it could be if Scotland beats Georgia. If Scotland beat Georgia, then that pretty much seals Norway's position as third. I don't know whether they go into. I think they go into playoff potentially. But if they need to win the game to make sure they're in the playoff, I can see Norway desperate to play Haaland. So it's an issue. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. Haaland, the next 4 games, yeah, look, I'm concerned. I'm concerned because we haven't been playing that well. And we're now playing against the top teams. All right, Chelsea, not one of the top teams, but they've still got ability. They're not rubbish, let's put it that way. But we're playing against some of the better teams, let's say. Look, Chelsea are sat there in 12th place. And you might say, well, that's rubbish, that. If they beat Spurs, then they will pop up a couple of places into 10th. It's not that great, is it? So Chelsea are a bit average at the moment, but it's the other games. It's Liverpool, it's Spurs, Aston Villa. Aston Villa who scored 26 goals. I can't see Aston Villa not scoring against City. I can't see it. They're averaging 2.5 goals a game. I just can't see that at all. Other results tonight, I'll just go quickly tell you what the other results have been, guys. Fulham lost at home to United 1-0, last minute or injury time goal for United. Brentford have beaten West Ham by 3-2. They went 1-0 up, 2-1 down, and they come back to win 3-2. Burnley, they're in deep trouble. They lost to Crystal Palace by 2-0 at home. Everton drew with Brighton. Brighton scored later on with an own goal. Obviously, we beat Bournemouth 6-1. Sheffield United, they beat Wolves by 2-1. 1-0 up in the second half through Archer. Bellegarde scored in the 89th minute for Wolves. Looked like it was going to be a draw. In the 10th minute of extra time, Norwood scores a penalty for Sheffield United. They win by 2-1. Arsenal are going to be playing at Newcastle. That kicks off in about 14-15 minutes time. So it is tough, man. But you got to play everybody in the league, Faris. You've got to play everybody in the league. Last season was tough. We won the league. So I'm not going to... Oh, Villa is really, really, really tough. Not arguing with Faris. It is more difficult than the Chelsea game because I look at Chelsea. Okay, Chelsea sat there in 12th. They're getting 1.3 goals a game. 1.3 goals a game. Right now, Villa are on 2.6 goals a game. Chelsea are letting in 1.1 goal a game. Villa 1.4. You know, and as I said previously, if you take out that thumping from, was it 5-1 by Newcastle? Yeah, Villa are letting in a goal a game and scoring 2.5 goals a game. So they're more dangerous, and it's away from home. They're certainly more dangerous than Chelsea. I don't think we will see him. I hope that's not the case. Yeah, Andy, I agree. Against Chelsea, I think if we don't have him, fair dues. So it depends whether he plays against Scotland. If he plays against Scotland, he doesn't need to play against Honduras. So if he needs a rest, basically gets best part of 2 weeks rest. Next weekend's game he doesn't play, and I think it's a Thursday or Friday game against Honduras friendly. He doesn't play that. He plays again on a Monday. So that's 16 days. That's 16 days away. And if he comes back for that, yeah, I'll take that, because then the game after, that's actually good. Obviously we probably won't find out till Monday what's the score with Haaland, because Pep's going to say he needs to be assessed, or probably, I'm just guessing what Pep might say in the post-match press conference. So that means we're not going to find out till Monday or have a better idea. I think we'll find out Monday, because we've got the game against Young Boys on Tuesday, so Pep will have that press conference, and I think we should get a bit more information. He might just say, oh no, he's not at his scan yet or whatever, so he might fob us off. I don't know. But I'm hoping it's a minor injury, and he's got 2 weeks off, 2 weeks off, 16 days off. And I would actually say the good thing is he gets a little rest. When he comes back, if he plays that game against Scotland, that's his warm-up game for the game against Liverpool. So that actually, I think, can work very well for us. But yeah, look, it's not what you want when you're going in with one striker and one specific kind of striker, because Erling Haaland is a specific kind of striker. Yeah, there's no one else like him, is there? There's no one else like Erling Haaland. We've got nobody. You look at someone like Alvarez, certainly not an Erling Haaland. So that's why I think, if Haaland's not in, I would like to go to more of that false nine. Use Foden, Bernardo, whoever else we're going to put up there, Alvarez. I think those three for a start. Use them. Maybe use Grealish as well, and have Doku as is your Jack in the box, your surprise quantity. Yeah, look, Chelsea do well. I take your point, Chris. We'll find out on Monday. Chelsea have got this hex on Spurs, so we'll see. We'll see if Chelsea can. I think they've got a very, very good recent record against Spurs. So, it'll be interesting because Spurs are obviously top of the table. They're playing pretty well. If they're ever going to, break that spell, you'd expect it to be Monday. Yeah, obviously, from our point of view, we want to win because going to Anfield, basically, we either draw or lose. So at City, I want us to win in case we lose it when we go to your place. And he says, company might get sacked, then come to City, work with Pep. I can't see it. No chance. Company needed to do a good job at Burnley. I think he needed to do a good job at Burnley, and he's ballsed it up. He's not pragmatic enough. Whatever the reasons you want to think are, I can't see company taking over at City. At the moment, no. I can't see it because he's not managed to galvanise Burnley. Look, yes, Pep's got a lot more experience. He's got more than 10 years more experience than Vincent Kompany as a manager. Well, actually, no, Kompany's got a lot of experience as a manager. He had, 3 seasons at Anderlecht in a season. All right, first one was a bit of player manager, and then last season at Burnley. So he's got a few years' experience, but Pep's still got 10 years more experience than Vincent. But can you imagine what Pep would do? Can you imagine what Pep would do with the Burnley side? Do you think Burnley would be near the bottom? They might be mid-table, but I think with 2 or 3 months coaching, you can make a huge difference. Look what Unai Emery did with those Villa players. Now, you might say, Villa players were good just when Steven Gerrard was there. They weren't playing for him and he wasn't getting a tune out of them. Unai Emery comes along, same players. They were good and they proved it. You could argue that Burnley players aren't good enough, which I wouldn't disagree. But I just think Kompany has to play a different style. He has to. Otherwise, they're getting relegated. Now, they're looking at the table now. They're not bottom. They're second to bottom. Okay? It's all very tight because Bournemouth have got 6 points. Luton have got 5. Burnley have got 4. Sheffield United have got 4. The problem is that the next club is Nottingham Forest. They're on 10 points. Everton are now on 11. Fulham on 12. Wolves on 12. Chelsea on 12. They're a good distance away. So from Burnley's point of view, they've got to get, all right, you can argue Bournemouth are only 2 points away, but they've got to get closer to some of the other teams. Forest is 6 points away. Now, yes, that's only 2 wins, but the goal difference as well. Back to that whole thing, goal difference. Burnley are letting in 2.5 goals a game. Forest are letting in 1.5 goals a game. The goal difference from Forest and Burnley, the difference is 14. So that's worth a point straight away. So I think Vincent's going to struggle, and I can't see him coming back to City unless he can turn it around at Burnley or unlikely move somewhere else and do well there. I just can't see it. And if Pep extends for a little bit, another year or two, then it gives Kompany more time, but I just can't see it. He's sticking to his style, and he's getting punished for it. He could. Oh no, I absolutely agree. Like Arteta could learn under Pep, but I just don't think at the moment I'm not seeing it from Kompany. I'm not seeing that quality and that pragmatism because he's still playing the same way and they're getting pumped. I don't know, Andy. I thought Everton would go down, but they had enough decent players to make a good fist if it looks like that's what they're doing. Forest, yeah, I think they're too good to go down. But there's always one team where we say they're too good to go down and they end up going down. Could be one of them this season. Yes, they've got a few points cushion at the moment, but that's not going to last forever. Look, Everton have done really well. I've got to give Everton their dues because I think in the last 6 games they've won 3. I think they won 3 out of the last 6, which has taken them up to 15th now. They're up to 15th. They're on 11 points, 1 point behind Chelsea. 3 points behind West Ham. And we all thought West Ham had a good start to the season. Everton could overtake West Ham after the next game. it is pretty tight down there. It is pretty tight. Right, guys, I'm going to get ready to shoot because I've got a gig tomorrow up in Edinburgh, which is a nice, it's near Edinburgh. I think it's on the other side. 4-hour drive. I've got a 4-hour drive tomorrow morning, and I've got to get ready. Got to get my stuff ready. Got to spend some time with my kids who haven't seen me while I've been in Germany for 12 days or whatever, or I've been on the road. When did I leave? I left at it's a Saturday morning. I left at 1:30 in the morning. And I came back on the Thursday morning. I left on Wednesday morning, came back Thursday morning. So back to Saturday's 8 days, Sunday's 9, Monday's 10, 11, 12, 13 days. So it's about 13 days. 13 days. I might not be back tomorrow, guys. I'm going to try and do the Bolt from the Blue podcast if I get a chance, but I might not be around because I might take my laptop with me and try and do a quick video because I'm off to, as I said, I'm off to Scotland and I've got a gig in the afternoon. And then, by the time I finish and get back to my digs, it'll be 9, 10 o'clock, I reckon. So I might take it easy. Guys, thank you for joining me. Lovely to see Chris and Andy and Faris. And I hope a few guys will watch this video later and comment, guys. Please, if you're watching this video afterwards, if you've not been watching it live, please make sure you make some comments. Let's get that flow of questions and answers going, and comments and stuff and opinions. Let's get that back on track, guys. Look after yourselves. Enjoy your evening wherever you are. I'll see you around, Blues.